Game mới ha. Đồ họa đẹp á. Hey yo. Rick. Đẹp nhờ. Xuống đây sản xuất ra. Hello. Chào mọi người. Chào mừng các bạn đã trở lại với People Play K2. Hồi nãy chơi con Ken Folex mà tự nhiên quên mất. Đang chơi thì ông anh không giành máy. Thôi giờ chơi tiếp. Nhưng mà chơi game khác. Ở Inter để bắt đầu. New game. Mấy bạn thích mình chơi liên minh hơn không? Liên minh cũng hay mà đúng không? Wow. Núi tuyết. Đây, chú kéo đây cho 19 đây.
Are you awake?
Đây. Xin có subtitle.
I heard you get up.
Bạn dậy chưa? Tôi nghe tiếng bạn.
I'm awake.
Tôi dậy
Sorry,
rồi.
I just can't sleep.
Xin lỗi, tôi không ngủ được.
Are you thinking about him?
Bạn có nghĩ về anh ấy không?
Yeah, a bit.
Có.
You should get back to sleep, my love. I'm fine.
Để anh quay lại giấc ngủ nhé.
No,
Em yêu.
it's okay.
Không.
What else is on your mind?
Anh đang nghĩ gì?
I don't know. It seems weird, but I had one of the most vivid dreams of my
Anh có
life.
một giấc mơ.
I saw a fox
Anh thấy một
on a
chiếc
snowy
gáo
mountain,
ở trên
just
một
looking
đồi núi.
confused and worried. Those
Có vẻ cực kỳ
eyes.
bất an và lo lắng.
Can't get those eyes out of my head.
Với đôi mắt không
She was
thể nào
running
quên
in
được.
windy snow, looking for
Wow,
something.
điện thoại thế nhỉ?
Do you
Đang
think
chạy
it
trong
has to
tuyết.
do with you and
Tôi
what's
biết
been
nó
going
có liên
on?
quan gì đến anh với
I don't
những
know.
cái chuyện nó xảy ra không?
It was just a dream, Rachel. They're not meant to make sense. A lot's happened the past couple days, that's all.
Well, if you're not going to sleep anyway, you should tell me. I want to hear.
Wow.
All right.
Đi đâu? Cũng đẹp nha, đẹp đẹp. Phải giữ ship hả? Có double jump.
So, not far from her home, she followed that path to something unexpected.
Một con kéo chết. Đi tiếp hả? Đi tiếp hả? Đi tiếp hả? Đi.
She couldn't stay though. She had to find her other two children.
Đi tìm con.
So she
đi tìm hai
took
đứa
that
con.
path. She followed it towards something ancient. Something with answers.
Con kéo này đi tìm con. Cái cây đầu tiên hả?
The fox looked high and low, searching
Con
for
sói nhìn
any
lên
sign of
xuống
her cubs.
để tìm
Hints
con
of
của mình.
light showed the way to this ancient tree.
có những ánh sáng
It
tìm
was
đến.
as if each one had a
Một cái
story
cây
to
cổ
tell,
đại.
all their own. The land was trying to tell my story too. I felt like I was right behind her the whole time.
Rồi đi theo cái ánh sáng này. Nè đi dọc theo lên cái ngọn núi kia kìa. Đi đến cái cây cổ đại, cái cây đầu tiên, giống như tên game á, cái cây đầu tiên. Đi bên nào ta? Đi con ánh sáng nha. Đi bên này. Nhạc hay à. Ủa rồi.
Do you remember what my dad did for a
Ê,
living?
đèo thấy cái
Wasn't he like a lumberjack?
That's one way of putting it. If wood was a canvas
nếu
and a carving knife was
nếu
his
gỗ
paintbrush,
là bức tranh
even after working
và
50
cái dao
hours,
là
even
cái
after
bàn
his
chải.
hands had more splinters than skin, he would bring home the nicest piece of Alaskan weeping cedar and make me toys. That wooden train was the first toy I can remember, and I loved it. I just knew from a young age I was going to be a lumberjack, like my father.
Gì không ta? Đây là một giấc mơ thôi. Hồi nãy mình tìm thấy là cái xe gỗ á, và có một câu chuyện về là cái tàu hỏa gỗ. Con thỏ kịp lắm á. Vì Fox. Thỏ. Đó. Fish. Ok. Đi trên kia. Ủa lên sao đây? Đi bên bên đi bên kia. Wow. Một hộp giấy à? Không có gì. Camera nó quay hơi chậm mà. À được. À đó, tôi sang kia. Ánh sáng vô kia. À rồi.
The older I got, the more I withdrew.
Anh càng lớn hơn kể
I
nhiều.
asked myself, why talk to anybody anyway?
Tại sao
Why
phải nói chuyện
bother?
bất kỳ
I'm
ai
happy by myself.
trong khi mình hạnh
I
phúc
started
mình.
drawing a lot, mostly animals I saw in the woods by my home. I then imagined designing my own hideouts with things like TVs and pantries full of chips and cookies. I think that idea of leaving home and drawing blueprints started my career. I found a lot of solace in that.
I'm not surprised, but I did the same thing, you know? There's something special about having a place to call your own.
And now look at us. Well, if you count renting in an overpriced city.
Xuống chết ta.
It's as close as we can get for now.
Thử coi. Rồi. Này có cái xích đu này. Chạy à. Biết rồi. Như mình phải cứ bảo đi nhặt mấy ngôi sao lên. Tưởng đi thẳng tới chứ được. Kiểu như đây là hành trình về ký ức á, ẩn dụ về ký ức, chứ không phải là cuộc phim, không phải là game phi liêu. Oh, what the fuck? Ok. Một kia đúng không? Thấy kìa. Thấy đó kìa. Thành lộ.
Usually those kids would leave me
Cái
alone,
xe tăng hả?
but somehow they could tell I was different. They made fun of how far away I lived. They called my dad sourdough. I was a blabbermouth as a kid, telling my dad stories I made up for hours.
Những câu chuyện hồi bé
After
con
that
thôi.
show and tell, I didn't tell him much anymore. He didn't know exactly what was wrong, but his best guess was that the toys he carved weren't cool enough. He carved me a tank and tried to tell me what it was like to be in a real tank as a serviceman.
I didn't know your dad was in the military.
Yeah, in the army. The sad thing is that I've pretty much forgotten until just now. There's so much I still don't know about him.
I'm sorry. He knows how much you love him. You're going to see him again soon and have some closure, I'm sure.
Để cái mặt đừng thấy súng. Đây. À. Cái gì? Đâu nữa? Xuống dưới kia. Anh đi tiếp không? Để tiếp hồi xem. Có ngôi sao tiếp rồi. Cutscene. À, phải cutscene chuyển cảnh thôi. Đi với nha. Yên bình nha. Ui, làm game đẹp thế.
My teenage years were full of sketching, angst, and trouble.
Vẽ.
I wasn't popular or unpopular. Maybe just forgettable. I guess that gave me a sense of freedom, so I hung out with crazy kids, doing crazy things, even though I mostly just watched the chaos ensue. We did it all. Put fireworks in mailboxes, hide roadkill in people's garages, break windows of the barber shop in
Một tuổi thơ nổi
Anchorage.
loạn.
My dad was furious, but he was so busy working he couldn't do much to stop me from going out.
I think being an adult means there's no one to stop you making hard decisions.
Oh, no.
He had to make a living, and
Okay.
he couldn't be in two places at once.
Yeah, I realize that now. But at the time, I was sure he was more interested in growing his business than what was going on with me.
Ủa sao nữa? Nó ra nó đi rẻ à? Không gì. Tấm bạn thôi. Dễ càng được nhiều sao. Ồ, cái gì? Bướm rồi. Ăn được không? Hay á. Được. Hay quá. Hay bướm bay đi. Bướm mất rồi. What the fuck? Hay quá. Thời niên thiếu.
He
I
was
love
working
thời-
another late
thời
night,
học.
and my friends were over, saying how bored they were and how they had come all the way out to my house for nothing. One of them mentioned how that old, ugly beyond belief truck was still in the garage, and how we should take it for a spin. I was only 15, so I kind of fought it for a while. The next thing I knew, we were careening around the mountain path, rocks spitting onto the sides of the cliff, while my dad's cringeworthy bluegrass blared out the speakers. I drove while my friends were in the back of that yellow and purple truck, throwing beer bottles and trash at anything remotely interesting. Felt like I was soaring in the air
I got
with
second
borrowed wings. But all good things have endings. A cop outside of Eagle River pulled us over after he saw us in a bottle rocket into someone's yard.
Cái đây nè.
What followed was a long night of talking to disappointed adults and feeling smaller than ever.
Ồ. Nó chạy qua chỗ này. Wow. À có ngôi sao nữa. À ngôi sao nãy mình lấy không được á. Ngôi sao bên kia kìa đúng không? Chỗ bên kia. Tôi thấy ngôi sao rồi. À thấy có thể là thấy. Ah man. Nó lên đây. Hiểu ha. Quá. Cái gì? Nó chỉ gì hết từ từ. Bướm rồi. Tại sao? À mình sẽ nhảy cao hơn. Có mấy cái bướm mình sẽ nhảy cao hơn. Đi hơi bướm. Come on. Oh what the fuck. Đừng bướm. Đâu. Ở được. Ủa? Hỏi đi qua đường mấy. Ủa đi qua đường mấy. Ồ, có tét nước kìa. Wow, wow, wow. Có ngôi sao này. Xuống dưới nha. Từ từ, sẽ nhìn xung quanh nè. Có 2 ngôi sao bên kia, nên là có bán bước này. Ở đây cũng có mấy cái bướm này. Game bắt bướm. Phải lên trên kia đúng không ta?
Friends would laugh about that night and talk about how crazy it was, and I laughed along, pretending it didn't bother me. But it did. I imagined my friends growing old in the bush, unable to find that thrill in those godforsaken ice fields. It's like those mountains were a literal wall, keeping me from leaving, where all I would have to look forward to are lumber yards and evening beers.
Oh, yes.
I had to climb over. That was my only goal for a long time.
Xuống. Bụm. Đây, cái gì ở đây?
If there was some way I could take my love of drawing and turn it into a way of escape, nothing would make me happier. I wanted to create instead of tearing trees down. I wanted to move to the lower 48, not because I hated it there in Alaska, but I hated the idea of it. It's like all of that spite inside me had created this monster which followed me around my whole teenage years. I put so much energy into doing what others didn't expect of me. Why did I do that?
There's one fact you're forgetting, though. If you didn't have that fire in you, we probably would have never met.
You're absolutely right. Maybe the destination is all that matters in the end. But then why am I awake? Why am I seeing this fox go on her journey? And why can't I stop thinking about my dad?
Đây cái gì nhỉ? À, cái xin nào. Một khu rừng khác. Đây chắc là thời tuổi 20. Đi nào? Nhìn nhạc rồi. À cái cây đấy hả? Cây này đây hả? Được tìm cho. Hết game rồi hả? Được rồi.
Even at my most distant, at the times when I detested him the most, he kept reaching out. For a year straight, he asked me every week when we were going camping. I thought he was just dense. Eventually, to shut him up, I agreed. We carried out the worn lawn chairs from the garage and set up a cinder block campfire at the site we'd always used behind the house. We walked down the mountain path, talking in the warm sunshine we only got a couple months of the year. Those 3 obsidian rocks shimmered alongside the shore, almost like sparklers pressed against a dark window. I'll never forget that wet stone on my feet, or how those massive mountains looked even bigger in the lake's reflection. I felt small, but grateful. As the sun set, my dad found something I hadn't seen for a long time. The tree where I'd made my first carving when I was 6. I hadn't even carved it. My dad had helped me, but I still called it my tree. Something about seeing my name there made me open up, and we talked about everything that night in that old camouflage tent. I told him how much I love sketching and design, and how it would be a dream to study architecture in Seattle. I told him how I didn't get along with my friends much anymore, but that I didn't mind being alone. He told me he was there for me, and he joked that if all he had to do was write my name on a tree to finally get me to talk, he would have left me carved logs with novels on them in front of my room every morning. I don't know why it took me that long to realize it, but it was then I knew how much he had sacrificed for me.
À.
There were old abandoned pieces of a shed and car long left unused. I used to ask him all the time who those people were that left all this junk, and I'm sure he got so tired of hearing it that he made up some elaborate stories how a brown bear ate them and haunted the woods afterwards. What's funny is I think it made those people seem more real, growing up thinking they were still hanging out like they couldn't say goodbye.
Whoa.
I used to tell my friends how I could swear I saw spirits move near the water, and that always freaked them out. I guess it didn't bother me, because the way I saw it, they were normal people with old cars and sheds, just trying to figure out how to survive and be happy in the middle of nowhere. It was a cool thought that they didn't want to leave, but you know, I was a weird kid.
Well, you had good company since those ghosts like living in a place where they were brutally devoured.
Mình cần phải lên trên kia. Đường này. Đấy, được này. Ok. Boom, rồi. Đinh. Đó, được rồi. Ủa? Đây làm gì chứ? Vậy tao còn quên đi. Quá sao đi? Rồi. Ok ok. Ồ ok, có con sao. Hey. Mẹ ơi kèo thế. Ủa rồi. Ủa rồi. Ủa, nói đây mà. À, đi. Bầm nồi này. Quên không phải là chỗ hồi nãy. Đấy, thì quay lại chỗ nãy thôi. Sao mình không nhặt được cái ánh sáng này ta? Rồi. Nó không cho nhặt. Sorry. Chỗ kia là không phải đúng không? Chỗ nữa ở đâu nhỉ? go. Hai phát ăn bán của xe em được không? Rồi, băng. Đi lại xung quanh đây. Làm đi xung quanh gì hả? Có gì? À, không có ngôi sao gì. Ê, có một cái khác kìa.
Stuff in his free time. If he wasn't watching fly fishing or reading Tom Clancy novels, he was carving something. He made tons of birdhouses. Not that he was into bird watching, but I think he really missed working and adding on to the home. If he couldn't afford the time to build onto our own house, he would have to settle with watching birds move into their little homes. We kept an old mattress in the bed of that ugly yellow truck, so we would drive it deep into the woods and then watch the birds fly into their houses while the sun set. Usually it was accompanied by venison jerky or a cold Coke, but not a lot of talking, which is how we both liked it.
Ok. Đẹp nha. Oh fuck. Phải chưa chú ai vào luôn.
We were happiest underneath the evergreens. We decided it was time to finally map out the hundreds of acres we lived on just to pass the time during the summer. He was only free in the evenings, so I would spend the day wasting time on dial-up internet and sketching, and then we would rush into the woods, pen and map in hand, before evening fell. Sometimes the aurora borealis would cast a cold green glow on the mountainside, and we would finish our route underneath a twilight sky. Sometimes I was lonely during those summer days, but there was comfort in the routine.
A lot of teenagers aren't looking for the daily grind, though. There's nothing wrong with wanting to get out, to leave your childhood home. You wanted to progress, to make something of yourself.
Yeah, you're right. That house. I'm sure it's the same as how I left it. But then why does it feel so different?
I doubt you're the only adult to have looked back and asked that question.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Kẹo quá. Okay. Mình đi. Có cái kim này. Đấy. Được không? Nó cũng ra hơn. Sao đây? Em phải làm gì mới chạm nó sao? Được chạy tới đây để gì đó. Ấn gì phải đó nữa này. Bây giờ chạy trước kia thôi. Cái gì ở game mai chơi tiếp ha, không chơi ở đây thôi, không chơi ở đây thôi nha. Tạm biệt mọi người, chúc mọi người ngủ ngon. Bye.